So my philosopher is Socrates, and this is about his method. Socrates was born in 469 BC in Athens, Greece, and he lived in Greece his whole life. At the age of 70, he was sentenced to death for possible corruption of the youth. And Socrates is one of the most known philosophers from ancient Greece and has created a legacy from his method. And he taught Plato and Aristotle, and this influenced their philosophies and beliefs. So the thesis of my paper is Socrates is regarded as the father of Western philosophy, known for promoting self-sufficiency and truth. His insistence on introspection brought him great controversy and cost him his life. He died promoting his philosophy, and his disciples saw to it that his philosophy has lived on. So the explanation of the Socratic method, an aspect of the method is the questioning process. So Socrates often questioned people about topics that were kind of not commonly talked about, things such as love and the meaning of their lives, and he would question people until the root of the problem became exposed and a solution was found. He also asked questions because he did not know the answer to everything, but he was searching to find out. So Socrates often went into town and questioned people of any age about any topic to help them discover the answer to their question. And this process was appalling to some, but very helpful to others. So the acceptance that human beings are not omniscient, it was important to Socrates that people realize their own validity and reason in life. He really wanted to awaken souls and help people find their meaning. He also wanted to destroy the stigma that human beings understood the world perfectly, because we didn't in 400 BCE and we still don't now. So a quote that is really popular from him is, "True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing." And this just kind of goes along with when he said that he admitted to not knowing everything, but he was willing to work and find out more information. So the development of the Socratic method, Socrates is known as the father of Western philosophy. He was the first philosopher who questioned humans and their actions, and this created a division of philosophers that came before him, known as pre-Socratic, and those that came after him, which is post-Socratic. And the commitment to truth set the standards for Western philosophy, because Socrates was always searching for truth. So pre-Socratic often focused on world and human creation, also it focused on nature. Post-Socratic was obviously Socrates and forward, and it focused on finding ultimate truth and kind of looking inward to solve problems and finding meanings in life, I guess. So the search for self-improvement, Socrates said that if one follows his method, they will stumble upon truth and it will in return better themselves. So he believed that his method would help people find their meanings. He also taught self-sufficiency, so people didn't have to be relying on other things to live. One of Socrates' last quotes that was recorded was because Plato wrote it in one of his dialogues, and that quote is, "An unexamined life is not worth living." So it kind of goes along with how Socrates always wanted to examine everything and find solutions to everything to better his life. So the impact of the method, obviously Plato and Aristotle are a representation of the Socratic method because they studied under him and they kind of developed the method more once Socrates passed. And they also started a school to teach other people, an academy in Athens. So the Socratic method is often used in education settings. It is a method that involves the students more so than the teachers pouring contents into empty cups that were the students. This method is used to force people to examine the validity of their beliefs and find the root of the problem. So it kind of makes the students reevaluate what they know and what they don't. So conclusion, although Socrates' life was filled with struggle and inflicted doubt, his philosophical findings have changed philosophy forever. He established the basics for Western philosophy and has influenced philosophers immediately after his death, and even modern philosophers as well. His process, as the first to look inward, to better oneself, and study different feelings like love. And those are just my resources.